just is there that feeling of that game looming now that maybe wasn't there, even though you tried to do the same schedule last week, that kind of shifts?
Yeah, I mean, I think guys are excited and ready to play somebody, and they've prepared all summer, all spring, so learning a new system, everything else, and I think they're just ready to go and ready to kind of see where we're at.
Death Row, is that kind of your guys' nickname? Where did that come from?
Players chose it.
Mm-hmm.
I let them choose it everywhere I've been, leadership group, so it could be brown shoe for all I care, whatever they want to choose, and that's what they wanted to do. I don't know if they've said it in the past, but so they chose it, and we'll roll with it. So,
how did you kind of come up with the group that you're going to roll out there? It seemed like your group's been fairly settled throughout, fall camp, save for some kind of injuries here and there.
Yeah, I think you get your nicks and bruises, and guys move up, guys move down. So, I think for the most part we're fairly settled in with what we got, and pretty healthy. So, feel good about where we're at from a depth standpoint.
When an offense's number one goal is to be fast, I guess you being the complementary other side of that, how does that affect you guys at all, or do maybe do you feel like you're going to have to play a little bit more on the field? If you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, North Texas plays with really good pace. They tempo you, so the good thing for us, at least we've seen it all camp, probably here more so than anywhere I've worked, but they do a great job, and so they play with pace. Obviously, we'll have to be ready to handle tempo, and they'll take vertical shots in that situation, as well as tempo to run the ball. So try to keep you on your heels, keep you guessing. So, definitely good that we get to see it every day, though, for sure.
Is there anybody that really surprised you over the course of fall camp that now you're excited to see them take the field against somebody else and show what you've been seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys that we knew were impact players have continued to develop. Guys like Elijah, some of those older veteran guys, but then guys like Jaden Jones that have stepped up and improved a lot, all the way across the board. So, just until we go live and see where we're at, excited for the opportunity just for the guys to get out there and compete against a really good football team. And this will be one of the better football teams that we play on our schedule. I firmly believe that. I mean, if you look at their record, how well they've run the football, how physical they are up front, the tempo they play with, they easily could have put well over 40 points in that ball game. And so I think that the backs run hard, so it's going to be a huge challenge for us right out the gate. And I think the guys understand that. It's a really, really good football team, especially offensively. That we're going to have to be locked in and play really well to give ourselves a chance.
With defense being maybe a little more reactionary to what the offense does having that film from last week maybe help you guys a little bit more than maybe the offense or anything else?
Well, I think they're they know who they are. I mean, they've built an identity running the football, being physical, playing with pace, taking the shots when they're there, having a tough quarterback that's shooting a grown man that can run an offense that's mature. You can see all that. Backs run hard, how their O-line comes off the ball. I mean, that's their identity. That was their identity last half of last season, and so I've got a tremendous amount of respect for their staff, for Coach Luttrell, for how they do things, and you saw their season turn last year, and it was built on physicality and toughness.
If Brian Massey can't go, does that change kind of how you approach some of your calls, and who have you seen step up in his place?
Yeah, I mean, based on everything, I expect him to go, but we've got some quality depth in the secondary. I feel good about all those guys that we have back there. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see him be able to go on Saturday.
Isaac Slade-Matautia is a guy that flashed a lot last year. I mean, very athletic, it seemed like. What did you see from him I guess, meeting him, this spring and this winter, and then kind of emerging the way he has?
Yeah. Just the biggest thing is how much he's matured. I think, just getting here and kind of learning the situation and, how he got here late, and then maybe things were handled, right, wrong, and different, how it all played out in the spring. But, the choice that he made to come back to handle his academics, to try to step up, be a leader, learn how to practice the right way. He's one of the most savvy linebackers, instinctual linebackers I've coached. So the ability's there, natural instincts are there. I think just him growing up and maturing and becoming a guy that, he's not a real vocal guy. He doesn't want to be by nature, but he's a respected guy by how he carries himself, and more so how he has just over the summer and over the fall camp.
Two more for Coach.
With linebackers being the group that you work with, do you expect more from them since you're kind of with them every day?
Well, I mean, I think we have the same expectations for every unit. I mean, we're only as strong as our weakest link, but we have a lot of experience in that room with Jimmy, with Shannon, with Slade. That's a lot of games, a lot of starts, a lot of college snaps. So naturally, you expect guys that have played that much to be able to play at a high level.
Jimmy was named captain. What did you guys see out of him that kind of led to that, and what have you just thoughts on him?
Just one of the most humble kids, young men that I've ever had a chance to work with. I think when you talk about leadership, being a servant is a big part of being a quality leader, and Jimmy's a humble servant. That there's no task too small. You could ask him to do anything, he's going to do it with a smile on his face because he cares about this team more than he cares about his personal goals that he has. So just proud to have a guy like that. I think it's harder and harder in this day and age to be a selfless guy, and that's who he is.